Elephant Hill is a trail located 80 miles south of Moab. We were teamed up with Nate and his family from Dirt Lifestyle, Edward Shin, Mike and Brendan from Marlin Crawler, and the boys from Willamette Motor and Fabrication. We made the drive out to Elephant Hill early in the morning. The closer we got, the worse the weather became. We had planned a camping trip. This trail would test the group, not because of the difficulty of the trail. This is a relatively mild trail, especially with the rigs we were driving. But the snow up high would be much deeper than we had expected, and Willamette's Wagoneer would be tested. The group discovered some trail beta that would suggest there would be petroglyphs along the way. It was certainly worth the stop to take in this amazing piece of history. I have been through Utah multiple times, but I have never wheeled in Moab. And though the Elephant Hill Trail is technically not in Moab, the surroundings are very, very similar. To say it lightly, I was stoked.
Everyone's truck looks sick. Look at that. It looks so sick.
Taylor's freaking out.
This is so exciting. Oh my God. I just started. I love it.
Everyone was aired down and climbing Elephant Hill. Things were going well. We didn't have too much ground to travel today. We were going to get to camp early and have a relaxing evening with the gang. The Wagoneer, albeit awesome, and the perfect vehicle for Easter Jeep Safari. It did not have a 4-low option. A lot of the obstacles everyone else would crawl over, the Willamette boys would have to bump lightly. That's okay. This was a group of full-send gentlemen. Mike's Toyota Tacoma is truly the work of an off-road craftsman. You'll see later in the video, but Mike's Tacoma is equipped with forced articulation. His suspension setup had me drooling the first time I laid eyes on it.
What is that?
Forced articulation.
That's crazy. Wow. This man is out of his vehicle and it's just walking down this hill. Wow. What's the ratio on that?
580 to 1.
580 to 1. Goodness gracious. pull in back down.
The group would come to an obstacle called Devil's Crack. This is a fun, easy, narrow passageway along the route. A full-size rig with wide tires would definitely struggle here. After everyone passed through Devil's Crack, we would find our camp. We made food, had a good time hanging out, and headed to bed early. The group didn't know it yet, but we had a huge day ahead of us. We had previously downloaded the route on the OnX Offroad app. Studying the route, we had two options: turn around and go back the way we came, or continue on. It would have been difficult getting the Wagoneer up Elephant Hill. We decided to head further south and attempt to complete a loop. One thing I know from my mountaineering training is sometimes it's best to go back the way you came versus the unknown. Even if it presents its challenges, the unknown may sometimes bring a far greater challenge, as we would soon learn. The Wagoneer would high center on a large rock. This wasn't too big of a deal.
See that tire in the air?
The group stacked rocks and helped Dave get his Wagoneer off the rock. This was the first obstacle of the day that would prove difficult. Even though the Wagoneer would bring the group some challenges, it made the trip more fun in a way. We felt like we had to earn it. Ed was in front of the Wagoneer. Naturally, he would be elected to help Dave when his Jeep needed a little motivation getting over obstacles. Ed, always eager to help, pulled the Wagoneer up the hill. We would continue this technique until we had gotten over the crux of the route. Or so we thought.
I'm kind of scared. Oh, that's so sick.
Nobody really thought there would be several feet of snow in Utah this time of year. We were wrong. Those with beadlocks aired down even more.
1.5.
Pounds?
Huh?
Pounds?
1.5 in the front and 3 in the rear.
Nice.
Nate and Ed were up ahead relaying information. It was getting deep, fast. It wasn't long before Brendan had a strap hooked up to the Wagoneer. This worked for a while.
You better hurry, he's getting away. Get it! Wow. Yeah! Just ride it. Just ride. Solid technique. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
My faith has been restored.
Yeah, man.
It's an animal.
He should just put that thing in the ditch the rest of the way. That was pretty impressive. All right, Taylor. Get Big Black up here.
Eventually, even the 4Runner would have ground clearance issues. The team decided it would be beneficial for me to pass and attempt to pack down the trail even more. This worked for quite a while. We were getting higher on the mountain. Mike and the world's slowest Tacoma would pass Brendan and Dave and rig a rope to his truck. The 4Runner and Tacoma would work in unison to bring the Wagoneer up the trail.
I think I would need like my snow boots.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a shovel or any of that crap. Oh, a shovel.
I don't think anyone was really expecting this deep of snow. So we're linking up a daisy chain here. We're gonna have Mike's Tacoma connected to the RCLT 4Runner, which is here on 35s, and then he's gonna be pulling the Jeep back there. So slinky.
It wasn't long before I would catch up to Ed and Nate. It was slow going up here. In order to avoid body damage, drivers would have to get their passenger tire fairly close to the edge of the cliff.
Check it. We're here behind you. Squirrel Master's, I think, cleaning he's packing snow on his motor.
Okay, that's fantastic news. We're just trying to plow up ahead. It does get a little deeper, and we'll probably have to spot you down lower, so just stand by there.
10-4, I can't see around you. I assume we have caught up to Ed and Nathan.
That is affirmative.
10-4, thank you.
Through careful driving and spotting, everyone crossed safely. Once we were past this, everyone began taking turns plowing. was extremely low on fuel. That is a huge downfall of not having the diesel Gladiator. I broke some trail, but with the dash reading 15 miles until empty, Nate took over. Nate was able to get a running start and plow a ton of trail.
That was, oh my God, look at him go! Yeah! He said we finally found the deep stuff.
Well, I have less than an eighth of a tank, so I'm really excited to spend the night out here. Luckily, I had some fuel on board. I fueled up. Nate was right. We definitely found the deep stuff.
Okay. Is it relative? Not super steep downhill until we get to it?
I hooked up to Brendan's 4Runner. Even though he had the extra clearance that independent front suspension offers, he still wasn't able to clear the deep snow on 35s.
That one? Okay.
It was about this point that we caught up to Ed. Ed was also high-centered on the snow. We gave him a little help with the winch and continued on. We would stay hooked up to Brendan most of the time, at least as long as it made sense. Here, I likely would have pulled him down an embankment that is off camera. It was safer for him to winch himself through this corner. We reapplied the strap and continued down the mountain.
Dude. Oh no, we're making so much progress and Ed is stuck up there, still just creeping along. Get out the way! You gotta move that thing! Ah, poor Ed.
Before long, we would find Ed stuck again. We winched Ed out of his demise and continued onward. It was getting dark, and the temperature was dropping quickly. We were pulling the 4Runner down, while Mike was pulling the Wagoneer down. Luckily, we were getting to a point where the snow level was getting lower. I was able to unhook from Brendan, and he was able to drive down without issue. This conserved some of my fuel. We would receive a radio call regarding the Wagoneer's fuel level. Brendan had already dumped some fuel in the Wagoneer, but it wasn't enough. No matter what, no one was getting left behind on that mountain. Mission, recover the Wagoneer, began. We raced down the mountain. I had burned through most of the fuel I had dumped into my tank. Ed's Jeep was really low as well. We had to get to a fuel station without running out of fuel ourselves. The fuel station was 1 hour away. While heading there, we would have to pull over and dump the diesel I had for my diesel heater into Ed's tank. I only had 1 gallon. It was barely enough. We idled into the fuel station on fumes. Dave also mentioned that he needed automatic transmission fluid. The gas station was still open, to my surprise. I bought 3 quarts of ATF. We pointed the trucks back towards the mountain and headed up. We would find Mike, Dave, and his dad still in one piece. We all drove down together. Everyone was safe. We all aired up and parted ways. We needed sleep. We had another run the next day. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. I would also like to thank everyone involved in this trip. It was incredible, and the challenges only made this trip so much better. And also, I'd like to thank my Jeep. If it wasn't inanimate, I would feel bad for not thanking it. It never got stuck and was vital in getting other people down safely. I love that thing. Of course, I'm somewhat joking. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.